the tables have turned as it is the Chargers' turn to get a close win against the Chiefs. This was a great game, and let's take a second to appreciate these two kickoff games we've had. Last night's Cowboys-Eagles was great. Tonight's Chiefs-Chargers was awesome. So great stuff, great picks by the NFL, and a great start to the season. But let's talk about this game. Are the Chiefs in trouble? You know, it's like the Patriots back when they had their long run. Anytime anything goes wrong, everyone's screaming, you know, the sky's falling and they're not going to be the same, and they always end up being it. And frankly, I kind of expect that from the Chiefs. I expect them to figure it out, and they really did in the second half there. The first half looked very rough. They figured it out a bit more in the second half. I think they'll be fine. I think they will definitely be fine, but it's not, you know, super easy. When you have 11 wins in one-score games last season, and then you start the season with a loss in a one-score game, that's, you know, concerning a little bit. They can't start dropping these one-score games. Especially with how good this division is this year. They just lost to the Chargers in the division, and the Broncos are going to be very good as well. So this division is absolutely up for grabs, and the Chargers just made that statement. But let's take a peek here at the Chiefs stats on the game. You look at this, honestly, it looks fine. This looks great. This looks like a winning formula here. 5.8 yards per carry. Only 11 rushes that weren't Mahomes, though. But Mahomes had a great day passing. No turnovers by the Chiefs. Really, offensively, it looks on paper like a very good game. And in the second half, they did play very well. They were sluggish more so in the first half. But really, this looks great. And you flip over the Chargers side, looks really good as well. Herbert with 318 yards passing. Not as efficient on the ground, 4.3 per carry. But they did hand the ball off more with 18 actual handoffs. And, you know, this Chargers team looked great. As much as people might worry about the Chiefs struggling or the Chiefs narratives with them losing this game, I think the talk should be about the Chargers. They looked great. You know, there's been offseason hype, but they've had offseason hype before. What's different this year? And they're kind of announcing it here that this is different. They are going to come in and they mean business. They take down the defending AFC champs. And they want this division up for grabs. But again, you look at these stats, fairly even. Chargers a bit more efficient on third down. That's obviously a big piece. But really, nothing stands out. But when you just watch the game, Chargers played better overall. And really, the Chiefs got gifted those 3 points at the end of the half with Hampton running out of bounds there. A rookie mistake. But I think Hampton played very well for the Chargers. I think he passed the eye test. You know, he didn't have off the charts numbers, didn't even have that great of numbers, but I do think he looked very well. But let's look ahead for these teams. You know, what's next? 0-1 for the Chiefs, 1-0 for the Chargers. Chiefs 0-1. What do you get next? You get rewarded with a game against the defending Super Bowl champions. You get a Super Bowl rematch against the Philadelphia Eagles. That one's in Arrowhead. That's going to be a great game, but not only a great game, but an important game. You know, 0-2 would kind of be uncharted territory for this Chiefs team. Mahomes, Andy Reid. You know, I'd have to do a fact check, but I feel like I don't need to fact check it. I would be surprised if they've started 0-2 before. And the schedule isn't super easy. You know, after that you get the Giants, but then within your next few games you have, you know, Ravens in there, Lions in there. Then you get, you know, the Raiders, who are a little better this year, but then you get Commanders, Bills, Broncos. You know, they have a tough schedule. They got to start winning games, and this is a very, very big one next week for them at home. Personally, right now, I think, you know, my picks aren't until next Tuesday or so I'm sure I'll change my mind back and forth about 8 times. But just based off the way this team operates, I would pick the Chiefs to win that one right now, just because they're great at bouncing back under Reid. But, you know, we will see. The Chargers, on the other hand, what do they have in the future? They're 1-0. They're looking to continue to make statements, and they have 2 more chances to do so. 2 more division games coming up. They're Monday night next week in Vegas, and then the next week they're home against Broncos. If they win those next 2, that's 3-0, and they would have beaten all divisional opponents. They would be in first place through 3 weeks. And I think it's very realistic. They will probably be favored in all 3 games, or both games. You know, they beat the Chargers. So, you know, they have a real chance to start out this season with a statement. And then after that, they play the Giants. So a chance to go 4-0 there. So exciting stuff. Great first week. And I love these week 1 overreactions. I'm not going to overreact to this one too much. I don't think the Chiefs are in big trouble. If they drop the one to Philly, and then the Giants give them a scare, and the Ravens come in and beat them, then you could argue there's trouble for the Chiefs, but not yet for the Chiefs. And the Chargers, you'd like to put them as the front runner for the division, and they certainly stake their claim for it tonight, but I want to see it happen a few more weeks in a row, of course. But yeah, Chargers looked great. Love the way they look tonight. We'll see if they can keep it up, and super excited for Sunday to see the rest of these teams in action.